So, we have a few regular segments on the Ben Shapiro Show on Wednesday afternoons. We like to do Deconstructing the Culture. We have the mailbag on Thursday. We have Knights of the Round Table on Friday. But over the weekend, I was sitting there and I was reading to my baby, who is now in her 16th month of life and is the cutest individual that God ever created. I have that on good authority. We've done the poll data. We've done objective studies, and she is, in fact, the cutest person who ever was. And I'm sitting there reading to her, and she happens to be extremely smart, thank God, and she will go out there, and if I tell her the title of a book, she can't read the books, but she knows them by sight and sound, and so I'll tell her to bring me a book, and she'll bring a specific book, and we'll sit there and we'll read it together. And while I'm bragging on my kid, she also speaks Spanish and Hebrew, so she's pretty cool. Anyway, so I was reading some of her books to her, and it occurred to me that children's books are really politically incorrect. Children's books are seriously politically incorrect. And it's incumbent on me, as a modern parent, in this, our more progressive world, to really go through and critique some of the classic children's books so that we can deconstruct those children's books, so that we can really take a look at what makes them tick and how offensive they are and how they reinforce cultural stereotypes, cis-normative stereotypes, heteronormative stereotypes, transphobia, racism, and all the rest. And so this segment, which I'm going to be calling Analyzing Children's Literature, I'm going to go through a couple of books that I like to read to my daughter, and then I'm going to explain the big problem with these books according to the left, because they are offensive, and they are terrible, and they are frightening, and they are the cause of all societal ills. This book is called Are You My Mother? The author is P.D. Eastman. If you have kids who have grown up any time in the last 40 years, then you probably read them this book. This book was copyrighted in 1960. And it features the plight of a small bird who cannot find his mother. Here we go. A mother bird sat on her egg. The egg jumped. Okay, first of all, already this is offensive. Already this is deeply offensive. Why does the mother bird have to sit on the egg? Why can't it be a father bird? Why can't it be two father birds? Why must it be a mother bird always sitting on the egg until the egg decides to hatch? It's just offensive, and it's terrible. By the way, it's exploitative of different species that were even writing a book about those species. I mean, do you know how the bird feels being written about? You don't, do you? Because birds can't talk. But if they could, would they really feel good about being featured in your book, P.D. Eastman, would they? I must get something for my baby bird to eat, said the mother, so away she went. Again, deeply offensive. Why must the mother leave her egg to go get food for the baby bird? Why should she do that? Why shouldn't the government take care of that? Why is there not a government worker dropping food off at the door? I mean, should that egg suffer with the absence of its mother? And as you'll see, the fact that mom isn't at home, the fact that there's an absentee mother, first of all, that too is terrifically non-politically correct and problematic. The kid gets in trouble because of an absentee mother. Who are you to decide whether the mother wants to live that lifestyle? As we'll learn when we do a future segment on Maisie the Lazybird and Horton hatches the egg, we'll discuss the ethics of whether or not we should be judging mothers who abandon their children. But here goes this mother, and she has to leave, and it just shows the evils of capitalist society that she has to leave, and she has to go get food for her baby bird. It's just terrible in every way, and I can't believe that P.D. Eastman got away with this nastiness. Inside the nest, the egg jumped. It jumped and jumped and jumped until out came a baby bird. "Where is my mother?" he said. Now look at the implication there. This is a baby bird that was raised wrong. Immediately upon coming out of the egg, the first thing the baby bird does is, "Where's my mother?" What a transphobic, heteronormative bird. The chick comes right out of the egg. And what's the suggestion here? That birds are naturally evil? That they're naturally transphobic and heteronormative? I mean, what if the baby bird had hatched and it had been two fathers? How do you think they would feel then? Who taught this baby bird such nonsense? Well, he did not see her anywhere, the baby bird. He didn't see his mother anywhere. "I will go and look for her," he said. Out of the nest he went. Down, down, down. Plop. The baby bird could not fly. And this is unfair. I mean, it's very unfair that the baby bird could not fly. And who are we to decide whether the baby bird could fly or not? Maybe the baby bird did fly. Maybe what looks like falling to us is flying to the baby bird. I mean, shouldn't we base whether the bird flew or not on the baby bird's self-definition of flying? Shouldn't we take a deeper look, a more important look at how this works? Maybe our definitions are all wrong. Maybe he was flying, and what we consider flying is actually falling. Who are you to decide? But he could walk. Now I will go and find my mother, he said again. This transphobic bird, I mean, how does he know the mother didn't go to get a sex change? Are you my mother? The baby bird asked the kitten. The kitten just looked and looked. It did not say a thing. Are you my mother? The baby bird asked a hen. No, said the hen. Are you my mother? The baby bird asked a dog. I am not your mother. I am a dog, said the dog. Oh my goodness. The racism of that dog. The tremendous evil and racism of that dog. It's just too much. I can't handle it. I'm being triggered. Microaggressions are being committed on me on a pagely basis. P.D. Eastman, that mother. I am not your mother. I am a dog, said the dog. So why can't he be his mother? Just because it's a male dog, that doesn't mean that he can't be the baby bird's mother. What's that supposed to mean, I am a dog? As though that solves everything? As though that answers the question? How does that answer anything? It doesn't answer anything. Are we so species phobic that we can't allow cross species to adopt? Racist dog. Are you my mother? The baby bird asked a cow. How could I be your mother? Said the cow. I am a cow. Again, it's just amazing how widespread this misconception is in animal society, according to this book, Are You My Mother? This children's book that I read to my daughter. The cow says, how could I be your mother? I am a cow. Well, Mrs. Cow, maybe you could be the baby bird's mother through adoption or artificial insemination. How do I know you didn't lay the egg? How do I know you didn't hire the baby bird to lay an egg for you? Again, all of this just reinforces cultural stereotypes and norms and ends in depression and suicide for young baby birds. But the bird continues looking for his mother. The baby bird stopped to think. The kitten and the hen were not his mother. The dog and the cow were not his mother. I have a mother, said the baby bird. I know I do. I will find her. I will. Well, what if you don't, baby bird? What if you discover two fathers at the end of that road? What if you get to the end of that road and it's two fathers? What are you going to say then? What then? But now here's where we get to the really controversial part. The really controversial part of Are You My Mother by P.D. Eastman. And just then the baby bird saw a big thing. You are my mother, he said. The big thing said snort. It said snort because a big machine. Oh no, said the baby bird, you are not my mother. You are a scary snort. The snort, being an emissary of the cultural degradation of American society because of industrialization ruining the forest. The machine lifted the baby, and it's puffing smoke, no less. I mean, really just destroying everything. The snort lifted the baby bird up. Then something happened. The snort put the baby bird right back in the tree. The baby bird was home. Oh, my God. Are you serious? Industrialized society helping the animals? How unrealistic. How discriminatory this book is, creating false perceptions of what it is the capitalist industry does. You understand that machine would have killed that bird for no reason, just for fun. Portraying the machine as more sympathetic than the animals. How dare they? Just then the mother bird came back. I know who you are, said the baby bird. You are not a kitten or a hen or a dog. You are not a cow or a snort. You are a bird, and you are my mother. And thus ends our tale of heteronormativity and species normativity and cisnormative thinking. I can't believe I read this to my baby daughter. I can't believe it. But it's a great book, and I'm going to read it to her as soon as possible after this show. This is The Ben Shapiro Show, AM 770, KTTH, KTTH.com.